Hello, my name is Ashley Ayala. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, accredited parenting coach, and the founder of The Modern Parent. I am also a mother to two. I specialize in working with children ages 0 to 12 with a strong emphasis in providing caregivers the tools to best support themselves and their children. Throughout my professional experience, I have worked in elementary schools, a high school, and a clinic setting. My favorite time was working in the schools because I was able to see children in a multitude of settings, including in the classroom, with peers, as well as one on one in therapy. This provided me valuable insight into how children navigate a huge part of their lives outside of the home. I am so excited to provide this training and help caregivers and kids feel confident returning back to school and to fill your toolboxes with strategies to navigate the return. This course will cover many items, including your own feelings as parents, having your kids go back to in-person learning, to providing you with resources if it begins to impact your child's functioning. You should feel knowledgeable on how to talk with your children about returning to school, along with a few strategies and fun games in your pocket once this is over. There are some families who can't wait and feel an overwhelming sense of joy and are eager to get their kiddos back in school, whereas others may be feeling hesitant and uneasy. As the adult, it is a valuable time to acknowledge and respect exactly where you are in this process. The value in doing this is to make the space to appreciate your own feelings, thoughts, and narrative with the association of school, but also because we want to be able to attend to however children are feeling without projecting our own feelings onto them. So, for example, if you are feeling super excited and eager for them to go back and your child exhibits some nervousness or disinterest, you may be inclined to say something like, "Oh, it's so exciting, isn't it great? Don't be nervous. You have missed your friends." And while this comes from an amazing place of trying to help our children feel better, we may accidentally skip over their own process and feelings. Take some time to think about your own feelings. Write them down, share them with your partner or close friend. Try to get them out in your safe space and clarify why you're responding to the thought of returning in the way that you are. Your kiddos will have questions. You will have questions. Everyone is going to do the best that they can to prep and communicate what the return will be like. It also may change along the way. Having ambiguity is part of life, and it is okay to sit with it. That being said, if you're able to gain as much information as to how the return will be structured and what it will look like, that will help decrease your nerves as well as your children's. You will probably receive correspondence as to what to expect, and we want to trust that the school is 100% transparent and provides us with all of the information that they know when they know it. There are some topics that you may want to get answered, such as, can I walk my child to class or even walk them into class? That can be helpful for the younger ones. Will my child be able to receive on-site services such as speech, social skills groups, psych testing? Will I be able to attend meetings for these types of services, including IEPs and SSTs? How's recess going to be structured? What is expected of my child in regards to the safety guidelines? Do they need to keep distance from others, keep their masks on, frequent hand washing? And finally, how is discipline managed if my child has trouble following those new guidelines? Some of the changes from pre-pandemic to current school atmosphere may bring up a lot of feelings, especially if you're unable to attend in-person meetings or your child is being reprimanded for not following the guidelines, or the verbiage that's being used may be more fear-based, such as "don't spread germs." I would continue to encourage you to monitor your feelings and have a space that is safe to express them. That way you can attend to your children appropriately without spilling your upset onto them. That also does not mean that you shouldn't share your feelings with your children when necessary. Upset, including sadness, anger, frustration, disappointment, are feelings that we all have, and there is nothing wrong with letting your kids see that they exist in you too. What I'm conveying is that when we have that knee-jerk reaction to something and unload it in front of our kids, they often absorb that and may respond to the situation similarly. Your child will feel the wave coming from you and may bring it back to the school with them, maybe by anger with the staff or even embarrassment and becoming reserved around the topic. The way that we talk about things becomes the way that our children think, feel, and talk about it too. They not only pick up on the overall message that you send, but also the words you use to describe the event. While this is not shared to increase feelings of nervousness as a parent, it can be good to come prepared with the way you want to convey the message of the return. It's important to convey that it is safe and to increase their feelings of security around leaving you. After all, many children have been at home for over a year or super distanced from others. Increasing feelings of safety can be especially helpful for families who have had an underlying health condition, so had to be extra careful and distance from others, including having family members who maybe were more at risk. So increasing their sense of safety around the topic will help them feel more at ease. Also, increasing a sense of security around leaving you as the caregiver can be helpful. For some, they have been at home with a caregiver this entire time, and leaving their side may cause feelings of anxiety. If we use these two goals, safety and security, to drive our conversations, it will make the chat more streamlined and succinct. Here are some sample scripts. The first one is straight to the point. The benefits, there's no ambiguity, no guessing, it's just clear and succinct. You can say something like, "Hey, hun, I have some news to share. The teachers and I have decided that it is safe enough to return back to school. We will be going back on this date to in-person learning this many days per week. What do you think about that?" You can also try an approach that's kind of more of a setup version. The benefits is it can be great for younger children who may need that stage set a bit to wrap their head around going to school if they haven't at all, or haven't for a great length of time since maybe they ended their school. You could say something like, "Hey babe, do you remember when we went to such and such preschool? You got to play with friends and all their cool toys and do lots of activities. Well, remember when we had to stop going just to make sure everyone was kept safe and healthy? Well, now it is safe enough to go back to school and play with our friends and all of their fun toys. What do you think about that?" And then in both of these scenarios, let the child talk and lead the conversation afterwards. Your child may have lots of thoughts, feelings, and questions pertaining to the news. And while you know your kiddo best and how to respond to their questions, here's some verbiage to ensure that they feel safe and secure. So going back is going to be a change that may bring up lots of feelings. We decided it was safe to return, and these are the ways that we will continue to ensure everyone stays safe and healthy. I will be here to help you through going back and whatever questions and feelings arise. So in that, there are 3 steps. You make the space and validate their feelings. Second, you use logic to shore your child up. And finally, you connect and make yourself available. Pro tip, have open and honest conversations. If you don't know an answer, you can say, "Oh, that's a great question. I am not so sure of the answer, but as soon as I know, I will tell you." You can even have a countdown calendar, one you can just cross off the days, or even a ring calendar. Over the course of the time leading up to the return, as well as once your kiddo is back in school, you can help to decrease their nervous feelings and increase positive associations with school. It's normal to be a bit apprehensive about starting new things, and it's okay to make space for these feelings. Allowing your child to feel and share their feelings is such a special gift. It helps you better help your kiddo. They are literally telling you exactly where they're at. And it teaches them that feelings alone aren't scary. They are simply feelings that come and go. That being said, we can also do things to help our children enjoy a new experience and build their resiliency. You can do this by doing 3 things. 1, you notice the difficulty that they are experiencing. 2, you validate it. And 3, talk them through it. Here's a fun way that I do this with my kiddos and when I work with kids. I would say, it sounds like there is a little worry voice in you that is saying, school feels scary, I don't want to go. But the thing is, there's another little voice in you too. It's quieter right now, but I bet it's saying, school is fun. My friends are there. I have a kind teacher. I can't wait to learn. You can use this cute little way to talk about the feelings inside and also communicate that we can have more than one feeling at once. If you have a child who is expressing specific concerns about the virus, you can say the facts that led to the decision. I understand you are worried about the virus and getting sick or spreading it to others. We have been so diligent about making sure not to do this, and you have been amazing. Because people were so careful, it is now safe enough to go back to school. There are still some rules to make sure it continues to be okay, like wearing our masks and, of course, washing our hands, but that's it. You can, of course, add in any other action items that seem appropriate, like sharing how the vaccine works and all of that. You can also give your kids agency and have them be a part of the back to school process. You can do things like having them lay the clothes out that they want to wear, visiting the school, such as driving by or walking through the campus. You can show a picture of their teacher. You can draw pictures, write a story, go back to school shopping together and let them pick out their notebooks and backpack. By having them be a part of the process, it makes it fun and they also feel involved and invested. Throughout this pandemic, the most common question that I have been asked are, is my child missing out on social skills? And how will they be around other kids once given the opportunity? The answer is and will always be no, they are not missing out. They will bounce right back into where they are supposed to be with others. I completely understand that it is hard to imagine your child being okay when they haven't been around other kids or a large group of kids or many other adults here and there. I guarantee that once school starts back up and they are in a full classroom or recess filled with kids, they will hop back into their own normal groove based on their own unique personality. That means that if you had an outgoing, playful kid who enjoyed running and engaging with others, they will emerge from the pandemic the same way. If you had a reserved kiddo who enjoyed playing with 1 or 2 close friends and using their imagination, they will continue on their curve. Sure, there may be some bumps in the road once they dip their feet back into a new school or are around a ton of new people, right? They may be a bit nervous or hesitant, but their personalities will remain. As it goes with kids, they hit different developmental milestones and grow and enter into new stages. So there may be some new behaviors that you didn't see a year ago, obviously. But if you keep your expectations open and make space for your child's experience, whatever may come up, everyone will be just fine. Kids learn social skills first from their parents, and you are their main source of skill building. And we all know that they have had plenty of that over this last year. Okay, so let's talk about anxiety and when our kids' nervousness may actually be indicating a problem. So, separation anxiety and clinginess is a normal reaction to wanting to be closer to a safety person, such as a caregiver, especially during scary or new times. This is good. This is normal. Allow and expect some of it. Not every anxious reaction is pathological. It's not always bad and in need of serious intervention. Here are some signs and symptoms that your kiddo may need some extra assistance. Somatic complaints like headache or stomach ache, especially around school time or the night before and morning of. Check with the doctor if these persist or you, as the caregiver, are concerned. School refusals, such as verbal and physical indicators that the child does not want to attend. Lack of appetite, sleep disturbances, crying, or withdrawn most of the day. Body harm, such as hair pulling, nail biting, scratching and picking at the skin. Anger outbursts, such as yelling or becoming aggressive. Increased worry that something may happen to a loved one and not wanting you to leave the room. If you are noticing a marked change in your child that does not dissipate in a 2-week period and is causing problems in important areas in his or her life, reach out to the pediatrician or mental health professional. They will run an assessment and guide you and your family in the right direction based on the symptoms. There are some things you can try if your child is exhibiting some separation anxiety. So begin to label when you notice them getting close to you. If they need extra hugs or they don't want you to leave to do little things like running an errand or leaving the room or needing snuggles from you, point it out. Say, hey, you're needing some extra hugs from mama today. One, that will help them name their behavior and externalize a feeling that is internal. And 2, they will start to pick up on what is going on inside of their body when they're feeling this way. When you're separating from school, share how you will always come back, how you wake up with them, how you return after the errand, how you come back to them in the room. Daniel Tiger has that wonderful song, Grown Ups Come Back, and that is a great way to continue the verbiage. Hey, mommy always comes back, right? Here is a fun game you can try as well. Try filling your child's bucket until they are full of mama love, dada love, Mimi love, right? So grab them, hug them, kiss them, love all on them until they are full of your love and feel happy and secure. Make it fun and silly and playful. Squeeze them tight and be like, oh, no, I don't think you're done. I don't think you're done with that mama love. Here's some more, here's some more, here's some tight squeezes. Here's a couple extra kisses, kiss attack. Is your mama love full now? And just make it super, super fun. Let them know that they're going to take that with them all throughout the school day. And then when you pick them up, you can fill their bucket again with all your mama love. You are the expert and know when your kiddo is not doing okay. You know their threshold for stress and tolerance level. So when you notice that they are just not doing okay, it is your job to reach out for help. Here are some things you can do. I love bibliotherapy. It's a wonderful way to talk about some serious issues in just a fun, more approachable way for kids. The Worry Book, as I call it, What to Do When You Worry Too Much, is a great book to not only review what anxiety is, but it is in a child-friendly way. Also, The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn really discusses how a caregiver and a child can separate but still be connected. Also, speak to your child's teacher about the behavior in the school and any concerns you have in the class. They will be able to compare your child to their same age peers. Some schools have a school-based therapist within the school itself, so check in with your administration if they have that. Also, reach out to your pediatrician. They can be a wonderful resource. You can also seek out a clinic or private pay therapist as well. If you enjoyed today's training, I would highly encourage you to check out my online parenting course. It is 100% self-paced and is a wonderful way to learn the strategies to help manage misbehavior that your children may throw at you, as well as strengthen your family connections within the home. It is on my website, www.themodernparent247.com/course. It's a phenomenal way to build upon the strategies that you already have and put more in your toolbox. So definitely take a look, check it out, and thank you for joining me today.